All right, so we are official. I am recording now, so we have got this saved for anyone that would like to share after the fact. Thank everybody for taking the time to jump on tonight. We are doing what's called a trilogy presentation, so we're going to be talking about healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances, and how we like to help our clients achieve those things as health coaches. And so I got a couple of ladies here tonight that are going to share with me, talk about what doing the program we do has helped them do for their bodies and for their lives. Hold on a second. We got some people I need to make sure we mute. When you come in, make sure you mute yourself if you can, just so we don't have any background noise. So I have a slideshow to share, so I'm going to pop that up so we can get going. So it's official. This is Health and Hope Night. Why? Because this is what we do. We help inspire health in others, and we try to give hope to people. I know for me, when I started doing this program that we do, I didn't have a lot of hope. I had kind of lost hope. Hold on, I got some people. Got it. So I had kind of lost hope that I was ever going to be able to be healthy again. So this was a huge, huge thing for me. Which is why we like to call these Health and Hope Nights. So the first person going to come up and talk, she is unmuted now, and she can say that, is Laura Kirk. Just a little bit about how I know Laura. Obviously, she's had an amazing transformation, but her and I worked together in the hospital setting when I was at Vidant Health in Greenville. So that's how we met each other. Laura, are you able to come off and share?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me? Wonderful. I'm so glad to be here with you guys. I'm excited to get to share a little bit about this awesome program that truly has changed my life. I've been pretty transparent with my story from the beginning, and as you can see, it's been a pretty radical one, as you can see by my picture. Like Kevin said, I met him in the trauma ICU, so I'm a nurse by my background, but I'm a stay-at-home mom now. And so Okay, so I started this program back at last May, so just, what is that, 10 months ago, and I had just had my son. I have 2 kids. I'm a stay-at-home mom now. I'm not working outside the house as a nurse now, but I had gotten y'all up to 236 pounds. So I did not have any energy. I did not feel like participating in life with my family, with my husband, with my kids. And it was pretty rough. I've been a big person my whole life. I was nearly 200 pounds in high school. And so really had never been healthy. So I dove in head first into this program. And y'all, I lost 86 pounds in 9 months. So it has been absolutely radical for me. I started coaching pretty early in my transformation process. And so being able to help other people and being able to, pass this gift on has also changed my life in a lot of ways as well, because as a stay-at-home mom now, I'm able to work from home part-time and contribute to our family. So it has been totally radical. What's interesting to me about this Optavia program, like Kevin said, we're going to talk about tonight healthy mind, healthy body, and healthy finances. And I feel like I had done everything else. I felt like I had tried every program you can think of. I had tried counting calories. My story is that I had even lost 50 pounds before I finished losing the 50 pounds, probably back in 2011. And, I had gained every one of those pounds back. I found them again. So that was a hardship for me because I felt like I had tried everything else. And this was the first program that I ever found that addressed a healthy mind. I had seen a lot of diets, and I think a lot of them really did work. I mean, counting calories works, but who can do that for forever? So I want to show you guys on this slide this circle, this wheel that we have that talks about these 3 areas of our health. And a lot of times we really only focus on the healthy body and don't think about the other areas of our life that need help as well. So Optavia talks about a healthy mind, having time with the Lord, having spiritual time, whatever that means to you. For me, that's time with God and strong relationships. I've never had a program that y'all, like a lot of times, like we're not just talking about food. We're talking about healthy relationships. We're talking about staying away from drama. We're talking about how we can give back to those around us in our community, how we can be engaged. So these are other areas of the ways that we think and the ways that we encounter the world that I hadn't really thought about, that the impact of those things on my physical well-being. How often I wanted to go out and do my hobbies and be active. My husband is very outdoorsy, and that was something that was a hardship for us because I didn't want to be outside with him. And so obviously I knew that my weight played a part in that, and I knew that my health was affected by that, but it was really difficult for a long time. Part of my personal story is that it was probably about 2 months into this transformation for me that I had really was praying about my health and praying about my weight loss progress. I had probably, y'all, I mean, this was only 6 or 8 weeks into the program for me, and I had lost more than 20 pounds. I'm trying to remember how much I had lost at that point, 25 pounds. And I was praying about this, and I was asking the Lord for some direction. And he took me to the passage that says in the New Testament, in 1 Corinthians in the Bible, it says, everything is permissible for me, but not everything is beneficial, and I will not be mastered by anything. So that was wildly powerful for me to realize that the biggest transformation for me needed to be in my mind. Because we all, I don't know if you guys are like me, where you've tried a fad diet, or you've tried counting calories, or you've tried exercising more, you've tried all these things. And you guys, we have to have a healthy mind, because if we don't fix our mindset and shift the way that we think, then we'll either find those pounds again, or we'll lose our motivation, or we won't be healthy in our mind. We'll obsess over our weight in the scale and not be healthy in the way that we think about holistically about our health. So for me, you guys, healthy mind was everything. It was everything for me. So that has been just part of my personal journey through Optavia and losing 86 pounds. The healthy mind was the game changer for me. So part of what we talk about, if you know, as coaches, is that if we know our clients let us know, we have assessments and things like that, and they let us know, like, hey, yeah, you know, my hobbies, this is something I don't do anymore. Or I don't have time to volunteer, and I used to do that, but that's not something that I can even have the mental space for anymore. That's something that we as coaches love to come alongside our clients and help them come to a healthier place in their mind. And so I'm even constantly talking to my clients, even when they have a bad day. Let's say they didn't even like cheat, so to say, even though I don't let my clients use the word cheat. It's all about choices. So we coach choices. You have choices towards health and choices away from your goals or away from health. But so I don't let them say cheat. But if they made a choice not in the direction of their goals, I'll ask them, hey, well, what did you learn? You know, challenge yourself. What do you think made you make that choice that you knew wasn't in the direction of your goals? And so that is one of the, and Kevin, he didn't tell you this, but he's been my coach from the beginning. So, you know, challenging each other to look at things in a different perspective, not just focus on our body, but how can we make ourselves healthy all the way around? You know, what would losing weight do for your marriage? What would it do for how you treated your kids and whether or not you were willing to volunteer at your community center? What would it do for your relationship with God? How would these things be different if that was not, if your weight and your health was not preoccupying that area of your mind? And what if we talk to ourselves in a different way? I'm all about some positive self-talk and being kind to ourselves and speaking truth over ourselves. So what's really, really special to me about Optavia is all of our leadership, all of our, what am I trying to say? Our text and things that we read, you know, the books that come with the program, if you get those, really aligns with that, on focusing on a healthy mindset and shifting the way that we think in the direction of our goals so that we stay motivated for long-term optimal health, that it's not just about a size, that it's not just about a number on the scale, and it really is a shift towards choosing health every day, that every choice matters, and then that empowers our choice. You guys, I started to feel so powerful, like, wow, this meal that I'm having, I'm actively pursuing my goals because I know exactly what to do. And how freeing was that? How powerful was that to be able to know that I was making right choices, healthy choices, and actually moving in the direction of my goals. And then it was just a bonus that I would get on the scale and the number would be down. So that was a beautiful thing for me to see, that I didn't have to be mastered. Back to that Bible verse, I didn't have to be mastered by food anymore. I got to change my mindsets on how I coped with stress. So we talk a lot about that and how we cope with stress. A lot of people talk about being emotional eaters or stress eaters. I certainly was. And so that's something that I've been able to, through the, because nothing happens overnight. It's such a learning journey, but that's been a beautiful thing that this has shown me, is that I now have the tools to know what to do. I have the tools. I know what questions to ask myself. I know how to stop myself, challenge my thoughts, and choose the direction that I want to go. That's actually one of the books that our program founder wrote, called Stop, Challenge, Choose. So even that, I mean, it's really changed the way that I make choices. So it's been a really, really empowering thing. I really appreciate the time to get to share with you guys about the healthy mind piece of our trilogy tonight. And I want to introduce to you Linde Lightkeff, who is going to share with you about healthy body. So Linde, are you with us?
I'm here. So I'm super happy to be here. Thank you so much. As it says, I'm a photographer and a mom to 3 kids, and I'm down over 30 pounds. I started the Optavia journey on October 30th, and seemed like a crazy time. I have to be honest, it was a little bit tough because obviously that is the day before Halloween, and in years past I would have eaten, way too much candy, way too much chocolate. And then, had a birthday after that, went through Thanksgiving, Christmas, all the things that go with that, the work parties, temptation overload, really. But I say that to encourage everyone, because for me, I was saying, what if I just wait till after the holidays? Let me just wait till after the holidays. And then I was like, no. And my sister and I did this, and I would encourage you, if you can, do Optavia with someone. It's awesome for accountability, which there's obviously a great support system if you can't. But we just decided, no, we're doing this now, because there's no better time than the now to take control of your life and change it for the better. Because I don't say that lightly, because it has been so life-changing. And like Laura talked about, it's changed my marriage. It's changed how I react to my kids. I mean, when you're happy with yourself and you feel good, that just comes out. I mean, it truly makes you a better person. And so I'm so thankful to Jenny and Brandon Bowen, especially because they shared their story. And had they not, I might not have even known about Optavia. So I think it's so important to share. And I'm so glad that I can do that tonight, because that's kind of what led me to want to coach, because you just want to stand on a mountaintop and shout, this works. I was the stress eater. I was the bored eater. I mean, I made a joke that I was like hey, it's sunny, I'm going to eat. Hey, it's raining, I'm going to eat. I just would celebrate with with food. I would mourn with food. This gave me, or taught me, how to look at food completely different. We can still enjoy food, but I had a way just twisted view on food, and I was going to it instead of God, instead of just guys, food can really be an idol, and that's kind of where I was with food. So there's just been so many teaching moments within this program, just from portion control, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But being down 30 pounds, and I'm not quite to my goal yet, but I know I'm going to get there. And I don't know that I would have said that with all the other things that I tried. I did keto. I was like you, Laura. I did, counting calories, counting carbs, a couple of other diets. I don't want to slam other diets, but this is not a diet. This is a lifestyle change. And I think that's the difference. And so I know that I will get to my goal. And I don't know that I really knew that before. So I just take real comfort in that. And so anyway, I'm going to actually talk about the healthy body portion of this. And so there's a lot of factors to maintaining a healthy body, and I'm going to focus on a few of them here. So healthy weight, which is obviously something that I'm working on right now. And so we kind of have to completely replace our bad habits. And I know that if you're listening, you may have some of those bad habits that I had. Eating more consistently in smaller portions, that was a big game changer for me. I would skip breakfast and then be starving by lunch, and then I would eat way too much lunch, and then I wouldn't have anything until dinner, and then I'd eat way too much dinner and make all the wrong choices. So it's changing your whole mindset on portion control, how you're eating, and making leaner choices, eating slower. When you let yourself go hungry like that, then it's like you shovel food down super fast. Even eating slower is also something that can help. So that's moving on to healthy eating. The other thing that I'm quite the night owl, but healthy sleeping. So this was kind of something that I got to learn while I was looking at this, but not getting enough sleep can really affect us to the point of even causing obesity when we don't get enough sleep, because there's so many things that go on in our body while we're sleeping. I mean, even to organ function, and it stabilizes your chemical imbalances and your brain and your mood, and it just refreshes your mind. And so many times, me as a mom, sometimes I will stay up too late because that's kind of like when the house is quiet and I'm getting stuff done, and I'm just a night owl. So I've really tried to be in bed by 10 o'clock, being intentional on setting a bedtime. I was never intentional on setting a bedtime. And I think that's been a big word through all of this, is just being intentional on setting good habits, making good choices, being intentional on setting that bedtime. And just being able to wake up and you've had a good night's sleep. You're not groggy. You're not blurry. You're putting your best self forward because you've had a good night's sleep. Also, I was a big Sunday afternoon napper, which that's not the end of the world. We all need to rest for sure, but it's actually better to take more power naps versus going and getting in the bed for 2 hours. So that was something I was like, oh yeah, I was doing that too. So anyway, then we're going to move on to physical activity. So that's super important, whether it's just, getting out and maybe taking a brisk walk a few times a week. But with Optavia, when you do start the program, it is a good idea for about 3 weeks to let your body get acclimated to the program, because, it takes a lot. You've really got to be intentional about following this plan, and they give you the tools and they give you the resources, but you've got to be on it and you've got to do it. And I think taking other distractions out is helpful. I was working out before, and I still am. And that's been good for me. I will be honest. I do think that there have been times, I was talking to Kevin and Laura about this, there have been a few times where it has affected the scale, where I've had to look more at inches lost because I'm doing weights and stuff like that. But for somebody who has not started any sort of physical activity, I would say maybe start the program first and get that down, because it's wonderful and you're going to lose. And then you're going to have the energy to do that physical activity that you've been longing for. Your knees are going to thank you. Your feet aren't going to be killing you. I didn't even realize how much my body was hurting until it wasn't hurting anymore. And that's what it's been awesome. So also, and then moving on to relaxation. Our schedules, y'all, are crazy, crazy. I know mine today, for instance, this is supposed to be a day of rest, and it was not much of a day of rest. It's all good things, but we have to take the time to relax. And whether that be just, getting a good book, turning off the phone, and that leads me back to, we need to turn off the phone at night before we go to bed. Having less screen time, just whether a date night, I think that's something I need to put in my schedule. Just time to relax your mind and relax your body, just having time for yourself. We're really overworked. We get super busy, and we have to just take time to relax. Also, safe and healthy environment. I'm going to use that word intentional again. we need to be intentional about telling our circle what we're doing so that they can be supportive, so that you can have that environment of supportive people around you, your friends and your family. They can all be encouragers in this program. And one of the things I had to do, this is just a big tip, if you're going to start this, get rid of the junk food in your environment. This was a time that I said, you know what, I think maybe we need to make a change for the whole family as far as what we're eating, clean out some of that junk food, because you don't need that. That you don't need that in your space anymore, because all it's going to do is tempt you, and you're not going to be able to succeed with that. Also, we have moved to a smaller plate. I'm going to get real with y'all right now and just tell you that we use paper plates in our house on a daily. So can I get a witness on that? It used to be just a summer thing for us, but we are a paper plate family unless somebody really fancy, like the grandparents, are coming over. Because how could I use paper plates with them? But moving to those, that helps you with smaller portions. These are just things that can kind of add to just helping you, use a lunch-sized plate versus a big dinner plate, and you're less likely to fill that. Utilize your coach. That's one of the things. I was so impressed with the support system that Optavia provides. And it made me want to help other people, because they're there to help you. And I've had, Jenny and Brandon, Laura, Kevin, everybody just coming alongside me if I had questions. And, using those people in your environment with this program. And I hate saying program. I'm in a healthy lifestyle change tools. I don't know. Like it's, so utilizing your coach. Also, strengthening your environment will help you towards your goals. This is a catalyst to a better life, basically, is how I look at it. It's not to be called a diet, it's to be called a catalyst to a better life. And that's what I feel like I have now. And I know that I'm on my way to my goal, and I'm just ready to share that with others through coaching. So I'm just super, super excited. So that is all I have, Kevin.
Hey, that was awesome. I'll take it every time. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so I'm up now. You guys, a lot of you know me. If you don't, I am Kevin Rogerson, and I obviously had a pretty good transformation doing our program. I am a newly stay-at-home dad, and I say that because it'll tie in later, but I haven't always been a stay-at-home dad. I am a registered nurse, and I'll always be a registered nurse. Social media mentor. This is kind of a new thing I've taken on, helping people kind of navigate that in their lives. I have adult onset asthma, and I wanted to make a point to say that because that happened after I started getting healthy. And so I think it's important that we incorporate those things. Like Laura talked about, when you saw her transformation, she has PCOS, a history of PCOS. A lot of people use those medical diagnoses as a crutch, and say, well, I can't get healthy because. And so I really wanted to make a point to incorporate that because even though I started having asthma as an adult after I got healthy and went through a lot of steroids and went through a lot of issues trying to get that, I still contend for my health every day. And that's what we all do, is make a choice to contend for your health every day. And we're not perfect. But back in 2016, I started this program and lost 66 pounds in 3.5 months. So if you're new to me, you don't know my story. I actually started this program, or this healthy lifestyle change, like Linde said, which is a perfect way to explain it. I started it because I had lots of friends that had done it. I had a guy actually that I had precepted, much like Laura, and he lost over 80 pounds in 5 months. And I'm a giant skeptic, and I watched him for another 8 months. Yes, I watched him until the whole year was up, and decided, okay, if he kept his 80 pounds off 8 months later, then there's something different about this. It's not a diet. Because y'all, I had dieted myself out. I was that person that's lost 30 pounds 10 times. And so I had lost over 300 pounds, for me, before I ever started Optavia, because I kept being in this oscillating state that we all get into. We're all guilty of that. But I love how everything we do ties back into all the components that we talk about with this, because not only did I start program and start melting away because of the amazing fuelings that we have that really give you structure and give you exactly what your body needs every 2 to 3 hours. But I also decided to become a health coach, and I was able to start helping people. I signed up to be a health coach because I needed accountability. Accountability is a huge, huge thing for lots of people when they're on their health journey, which is why people like to go to gyms a lot, because even if they're not losing weight, they get the community and they get the lifted spirit from being around people that are pursuing health. And same thing with some diets that you have. There is some community piece to that. That's the lore of it. It's that you all have this shared mind. You all have this thing that you're pursuing. Community is a huge piece of what we do with this program and this lifestyle change, because we know how important it is. So I started health coaching, started helping lots of people, and have been able to help over 1,600 people since August of 2016, which is really just mind-blowing to me. And, I'll finish my story by saying what I used to do was keep unhealthy people from dying. And now I get to help everyone live a healthier life. And that's truly like a passion of mine. I didn't know how passionate I was going to quite become as a nurse, with a medical background coming into this. But when you start changing people's lives, it lights a fire in your soul that nothing else I've ever done before has done that for me. So the one piece I'm really focusing on is healthy finances. I want to kind of stress too, like, all three of these things are important for lifelong health. And that's why we're sharing, all three pieces of this, what we call the trilogy of health. And you can see that when Lindy's talking about healthy body, but she's also talking about having a mindset and kind of breaking those concepts of doing a diet. That's healthy mind. It ties into healthy body. And then Laura, the same, it's the healthy mind with spiritual health and all of that stuff. But the truth is as all those things were developing, she was getting a healthy body, which enables her to go to a higher level spiritually, a higher level with her mind. Because once you start getting results, it makes all that more fun. It makes it something that you almost have a heightened self-awareness, is what I'll say. So it kind of drives you. The financial part of this is a game changer for me, because we'll talk about this more in a minute. We'll stop sharing. So how many of y'all think healthy finances meant that you had a lot of money? Put a 1 in the chat if you just thought healthy finances means I just have a lot of money. One person. Yes, 1. Okay, good. That's good, right? Because there's a lot of people. Okay, 2. There's 2 people. So there's a lot of people. And I should put a 1 in there myself, because I will. So that was me. I thought healthy finances meant I just needed to get more money. Well, that is completely not true. And I love that this program talks about not just having the abundance piece, but having the freedom and having the money management, which is a huge, huge thing that I honestly never thought about before when I was thinking about my health. I was like, oh man, I need to lose a lot of weight. And man, I sure should get my finances in order. No, I was like, that wasn't me. I wasn't thinking about that when I was trying to get healthy. But as you start doing this program, you start realizing that true health and wellness comes from all of these things. And the numbers on here, we haven't talked about that, but you can give yourself a self-assessment right now. And this, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 10 is ideal. 10 is what we're all striving for. I don't know that any of us will be at perfect 10s on all of this ever, but that's the point, is your health journey is ongoing. Your health journey is not something you stop at once you get to a healthy weight. Like Lindy's working towards her healthy weight, and she's done phenomenal so far. But then what's next in your health? If you have a healthy body, there's always more to pursue. There's always a healthier mind. There's always healthier finances. So that's the point of what we do, is incorporating all these things. I love these two quotes. That's why I'm going to share them. But become so financially secure that you forget it's payday. So let's do this again. Maybe we'll get a bigger response this time. Put a 2 in the chat if you would love to have so much money in your bank account that you don't have to wait for payday. You don't have to say, oh, we don't get paid till next Thursday, so I'm going to have to wait on that. I mean, if you didn't put a 2 in the chat, I might call you a liar because I think everyone wants to have enough financial security to be able to say, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I know I have abundance in that area. That's what we're striving for with this, right? That's part of having healthy finances, is that you have enough and in abundance. It's not just you have a zero balance at the end of the month because you've paid all your bills and you're like, shoo, we got all the bills paid this month. That's not having healthy finances. Having healthy finances is having more than enough and being able to do the other things that you want to do. It says here, resources to create memories and experiences. I know people that I talk to that haven't been on a vacation with their family in years, not months, years, because they can't, because they don't have the finances to do that. And then community contributions. This was also like a mind blower for me, right? So I go to church. I love Jesus. And it's something that's a common theme with a lot of us, and that's great. When we have a mission trip or something happening now, I know I can give to it. And the cool thing is we're even working to a point where, say that our teens got up in front of the church and said, we need $1,500 to go to this third world country to share Jesus. I can write a check, and not for my glory, but I can write a check and pay the whole thing. So then whatever they raise above that is extra money for them to go and bless more people. How cool is that to be able to live in that? And it's getting out of that mindset that having healthy finances is just about me. The more that you are given, the more that is expected of you, right? So when you are building healthy finances, you are growing your finances so you can bless other people out of your abundance. So if you don't have abundance in your finances, it's not just about you. It's not just about getting out of debt, which is important. It's not just about being able to pay all your bills every month. It's about what you can do to help other people, what you can do to help that friend or family member that needs to borrow $200 and you legit don't have it. That breaks my heart. That used to break my heart. And so being able to live in abundance, and guess what? Not let them borrow $200, give it to them, right? Just give it to them and say, I don't need this back. Like God said that this is for you, and you're able to give out of abundance in that way. And just to kind of touch on it, obviously having healthy finances is organizing your finances, but having healthy finances is what we do as health coaches. We're able to start blessing people and helping them do these things, be a healthy body, be a healthy mind, and be healthy finances. And that helps create healthy finances for us as well, because the more people that we bless, the more that we are blessed from it. So I just really wanted to share that. We're going to wrap it up. We went a little bit over, so I apologize. It's 8:35. So I appreciate y'all hanging in there with us. If you are on this call and you are reaching out, or you're looking for help or hope, reach out to one of us, or if you already have a health coach that reach out to them. They would love to help you. This is what we do, and this is what we love. And that's why we take the time on a Sunday night to step away from our families and really open up to you guys about what we do and why we do it, because you have an opportunity to bless so many people with this. And we like to say there's no secret agent coaches. We're not trying to hide it from the world. We all have a light to shine, and we want to shine it for everyone. So reach out. I was that person that was out of hope, and I reached out, and it changed my life. And that's what we're here for, is to help you guys do the same. So if you're watching the recording of this, that's awesome. We're so glad you took the time to watch the recording. Please, still the same. Like, if you have questions or you have concerns or comments, please reach out and let us know. And thank you all for coming tonight. And I hope you all have a blessed night. It's been really great being able to share with y'all. Linde or Laura, anything y'all want to share in closing?
Come join us. Thank you. I really appreciate it. This was out of my comfort zone, but I'm glad I did it, because it's been awesome for me, and I'm glad I've had the opportunity to share that. So thank you.
Yes, thank you guys for joining us. It's great being here.
All right. Well, y'all have a great night, and we'll have the recording up soon so you can watch again or share with your teams. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.